This has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups.
Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters recently spoke about Yungeen and Ace while talking about what happened to Julio Foolio. Reports say Waters made a public statement about Ace and his ATK crew after police arrested the people responsible. When police confirmed that Ace was involved, social media went wild. Many people started saying that Foolio's crew had finally caught Ace off guard, and this made people believe that the Jacksonville feud is not over yet. Things got even more serious when Ace went live on Instagram and later tweeted, "There is no such thing as ATK anymore. That is finished and over with." Many people thought he was trying to provoke Foolio's crew even more. DJ Academics had already warned Ace that he could be the next target. His words only made the situation more intense. Whack 100 also spoke about Ace and said, "You're next." Ace did not understand why people were saying that and wondered if it was just wishful thinking. He said that when someone like Foolio is gone, people always look for the next high-profile target, but he made it very clear that he would not let anyone take him down. Academics also talked about a time when Ace was attacked while leaving a restaurant. That attack took his brother's life. Over the years, Ace has survived many attacks from his enemies. Now, police are focusing on him. Recently, 5 people were arrested for what happened to Foolio, and there are rumors that they were hired hitmen linked to Alicia, Isaiah, Sean, Rashad, and David. Police believe Ace was the one who planned everything, which is why they have been canceling his concerts to stop him from making money and moving freely. Ace is frustrated about what is happening. He said, "I do not know why they do this, but they always find a way to shut my shows down. Y'all, what is going on? Why do you all want to cancel my show? I do not even live in Jacksonville. Why do you all want to cancel my show? Y'all are trying to stop my money. Yeah, man, trying to mess with my life. Y'all are too worried about what I got going on. They even canceled my show in Tampa. You feel me? Like, what is really going on?" Police believe they have a reason for shutting things down, especially after a video leaked online. Reports say a Jacksonville rapper admitted that he went after Julio Foolio and claimed that Ace put a $10,000 bounty on his head. In the video, the person can be heard saying, "On everything I love, bro, I swear on my soul, on my kids, I am the one who got Julio Foolio that night at his birthday party. You feel me? I am not going to show my face or say my name, but I did that. Money was on his head, you feel me? I rock with Ace and his people, you feel me? ATK. I be in Jacksonville all the time. If you know, you know. But yeah, I handled that because that man kept talking too much, playing all the time. Somebody had to do it, you feel me? So, I just did what had to be done." As police collected more proof linking Ace to Foolio's death, more details about what happened that night started to come out. Julio Foolio, born June 21, 1998, was attacked by rival street members in Tampa on a Sunday morning. What was supposed to be a fun weekend of birthday celebrations turned into something tragic. Social media played a big part in what happened. Foolio and his crew rented an Airbnb for the weekend, and as soon as they got there, Foolio posted his location on his Instagram story. He wrote, "Pool party starts at 5 or 6. You already got the address. Pull up." This was a big mistake. Without knowing it, Foolio told millions of people where he was, including his enemies. The party inside the Airbnb lasted only 2 hours before things started going wrong. Foolio posted videos of himself drinking, laughing, and hanging out with 5 women. He looked like he was having a good time, but outside, his rivals were watching and waiting. An hour later, police showed up at the Airbnb after getting complaints. They contacted the landlord, who then kicked Foolio and his crew out of the property. Instead of staying quiet, Foolio went back to Instagram and told everyone where he was going next, a nightclub. He even posted a flyer, inviting people to come through, once again showing his location to the world, including the people who were already after him. Foolio kept posting on Instagram, sharing every move he made. When he got to the club, he posted again, showing his exact seat in the upstairs lounge, saying, "Lit everywhere we go." It was almost like he was trying to set a record for sharing his location the most times in one weekend. His enemies had all the time they needed to plan, track, and find him. But what made it even more serious was that they chose to strike on the 23rd of the month, a date that had a deeper meaning for them. After leaving the club, Foolio and his team stood in the parking lot while his manager looked for a place to stay. He finally found a Holiday Inn, and the group headed there. At first, everything was calm. But then, several cars packed with street members pulled up and started shooting at Foolio's team. The shooters had one goal: find Julio Foolio. Once they did, it was over. This attack was not random. It was a carefully planned act of revenge. But what made it even more significant was the date, the 23rd. This was not just any date. It was the same day Foolio had dropped his infamous diss track, When I See You, where he mocked Yungeen Ace for losing his brothers. In that song, Foolio rapped, "Went out to eat on his birthday, 4 hit, 3 passed in the worst way. He kept dissing on me, now we hitting 2023. These lyrics referred to the tragic shooting of Ace and his friends, which had already fueled a deadly rivalry between the two sides. Now, history had repeated itself. On that very same date, Foolio's enemies had tracked him down. Just like the words in his own song, 4 people were shot. The eerie similarity between the lyrics and what happened made many people believe that Ace's team was behind the attack. Foolio had been celebrating his birthday weekend when the shooting took place. He had rented out an Airbnb to enjoy the night with his people, but his enemies knew exactly where to find him. Shots rang out, chaos erupted, and in just moments, the party turned into a crime scene. When the police arrived, they found multiple victims, blood on the pavement, and bullet shells scattered all over the place. The news spread fast, and social media exploded with speculation. Was this a coincidence? Or was it karma? Many believed this was not just another shooting in Jacksonville's never-ending rap war. It was a message. The date, the number of people hit, and the history between Foolio and Ace's camp all pointed to one thing: payback. The streets were talking, and all eyes were on Yungeen Ace's crew. But Foolio was not one to stay silent. Even after the attack, he went online to downplay the situation. He laughed, made jokes, and showed that he was still standing. He posted videos of himself in a hospital bed, acting as if nothing had happened. Some saw this as a sign of strength, while others thought he was only adding fuel to the fire. This war between Foolio and Ace had been going on for years. Diss tracks, deadly shootouts, and personal losses had made it one of the most intense rivalries in hip-hop. Both sides had suffered heavy losses, but the violence never seemed to stop. Instead, it only escalated. For many, this was proof that words in music could have real consequences. Foolio had once laughed at Ace's pain, and now the same pain had come knocking on his door. The cycle of revenge had repeated itself, and there was no telling what would happen next. Would Foolio strike back? Would Ace's side respond again? Or would this feud continue until there was no one left to fight? One thing was clear: the war was far from over. To make things even worse, Ace responded in his new song, saying, "4 in the car and one of them gone. 3 got hit." The message was clear. Just 6 hours after the attack, Ace dropped a new diss track, "Do It," taking a direct shot at Foolio. Then, Ace's right-hand man posted an old tweet from King Von, saying, "Game over. We won, stupid." But the story took an unexpected turn when an old interview with Foolio surfaced. It was from 1 month before his passing, and he said something shocking. He talked about the Jacksonville War and said that both sides had actually planned to make a song together to end the violence. He had said, "Even I said it, we gotta stop this. We gotta make this you and Jay stop." This left many people shocked and frustrated. It meant that all of this, the shootings, the deaths, the pain, could have been avoided. People in the rap industry had mixed reactions. Some were sad about what happened, but others saw it differently. One person who spoke on it was Charleston White. He shared his thoughts, saying, "Man, what do you all think about this? Well, all I will say is this: violence works hard. Did he earn his way out? Nobody should be sad for what happened to Julio Foolio. One thing we know for sure: he is not in heaven. Not at all. He had all the time in the world to apologize, but he did not. He was out here in graveyards, laughing at people's pain, making mothers cry. So now, some people are wiping their foreheads and some are crying. Charleston White believed Foolio was not going to heaven, and he had one clear reason for saying that. In April 2022, police officers stopped Foolio after seeing that his Dodge Durango had a legal window tint. It looked like a normal traffic stop, but things quickly became strange when a prosecutor arrived without permission. Instead of following the rules, the prosecutor searched Foolio's car without any proper reason. After that, he told the officers who Foolio was. When they confirmed his identity, the officers arrested him and put him in the back of a police car. That is when an officer started asking him questions about the death of ATK Mitch. "I do not want to make you upset, but I want to ask about Mitch," the officer said. "How long did it take? What do you know about it?" After some time, they took Foolio to an interrogation room. The detectives wanted to see if he would say something that could connect him to Mitch's death. "What kind of work do you do?" one detective asked. "I am an artist," Foolio said. "As far as Miami." "What are you doing here?" the detective asked. "I heard about it on Instagram. Everybody was talking about Mitch. Foolio replied. The detectives started looking into Foolio's connection with Mitch. They wanted to know how they knew each other and where Foolio was when Mitch passed away. "All right, the reason I am here is because you were friends with Mitch," one detective said. "I want to understand your relationship with him." Foolio was taken for more questioning. The detectives kept asking him if he knew anything about Mitch's death. "You may know something that can help," one detective said. "You know his mother. You can sit with her and talk." "I do not know," Foolio replied. "I never." The detectives did not stop. They asked if his music had anything to do with what happened. "Do you think your music or your lifestyle played a role in this?" "My music is just my music," Foolio said. Even though the police had no real proof that Foolio was connected to Mitch's death, they kept trying to make him talk. But Foolio kept saying the same thing: he did not know anything.